quarterback, and they lost to the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that was the closest time that they were in the playoffs when the Bengals went on their playoff run. I think that was
when the Titans were the #1 seed.
Yes, and the Bengals beat them. So to come into a situation, I think, with the team that, you know, a lot of your teammates, you're familiar with a lot of people here, and it's a team that has Super Bowl aspirations, you'll fall in lockstep with that in a heartbeat.
I am going to stay on record, I think, and this is a bad idea, and that you guys have the...
still morons. I didn't make an opinion.
Got some geese blocking the road up ahead.
Isn't that about the same?
That's a little bit.
It's a nicer version of one.
Numbskull is a smart guy with a dumb opinion.
It's okay, guys.
You're incapable of having
like I said earlier, I'm not in a huge rush to make it through this drive-through safari.
How much Tennessee uses,
and I know the rules state you guys have the right of way.
We're not training you, we're going to use you. If he gets 15 carries today, he's probably going to win.
You're probably right on that.
I mean, if you're going to trade him, you don't use him much today.
Yeah, why risk the injury?
Right, so we'll know. Anyway, a lot more coming up, but these guys, amazing how much smarter they just got this. There you go.
What looks like a kangaroo off on the right-hand side.
Tig Lumber proudly supports our hometown football team, carrying the finest building materials, including Anderson 400 Series windows. The brand contractors and homeowners trust most. Ask about Anderson's 400 Series.
Oh, I think we got some. Yep, we got some kangaroos here. Okay, where are we off to next?
Labor Employer Cooperative, ELAC.
Is damaged by water devastating? If your workplace falls victim to these shattering events, Paul Davis knows speed is of the
Very good. Meeting another one of the employees here. Very appreciative of the fact that so far everybody's following the rules.
The industry with advanced technology that reduces response time, allowing your business to continue with minimized interruption. When commercial property falls victim to disaster damage, contact Paul Davis at pauldavis.com. The difference makers. Tune in all week to hear from the top coaches with the Coaches Call-ins on Sirius XM NFL Radio, brought to you by Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL. Visit sleepnumber.com.
Want even more excitement on game day? It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. Just pick 2 to 6 players and choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you can win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and easy to make your picks, and with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals. Prize Picks is the place to play this season.
Great, we got a tiger here, a Bengal tiger.
Fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Sweat it out. Watch your entry update in real time and continue the fun by making picks on second half and fourth quarter stats. Take your game day experience to the next level with Prize Picks. And right now, when you go to prizepicks.com/football and use code football, Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/football with code football for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
You're listening to the Sirius XM NFL Radio Tailgate Show with Steve Cohen and Robert Durbin. And
And we'll remind you that the SiriusXM NFL Radio Tailgate Show is brought to you by Lowe's, the official home improvement partner of the NFL. Shop the Lowe's Home Team Picks in-store and online at lowes.com/home team today. All right, Turbo, we've got the Eagles at the Commanders. Really nice performance from the Eagles last week as they beat the Dolphins. The Commanders, not so much. They lost to the Giants. They're still giving up a huge amount of sacks. I mean, Sam Howell's getting pounded this season.
We got more Tigers.
And just as importantly, you know, at the trade deadline coming up, there's talk about Montez Sweat. There's talk about Chase Young being dealt. We'll see what happens, but right now, Commanders need to focus on an Eagle offense that is flying high once again.
Yeah, it's easy to look at the Commanders and say, you know, trade some of your better players and, you know, build for the future, get some assets. But, you know, these guys are still relatively young. And, you know, as you are building towards the future, you still want some mainstay guys, right? Some, you know, some prolific players, especially on the defensive side of the football. So, you know, it'd be difficult to let some of these guys go. But a big game for the Eagles, really for both teams. The Commanders feel confident about their ability to match up against this Eagles team. They were able to beat them last year, and you know, so they have some
Siberian Tigers
as far as their approach and their game plan. But you know, this Eagles coming off a really good win last week. They've been the most consistent team in the NFL to me, you know, this year. Just finding ways to win ball games, and that's indicative of what a championship team looks like. So, you know, I expect the Eagles to, you know, go to Washington and come out with the win today.
You know, the other thing about the Commanders, as you look at them as a team, both presently and in the future, you know, new ownership, right? So, is Ron Rivera going to be the head coach past this season? If not, right, now all of a sudden, you know, it's hard to make all these deals in terms of trading quality players when you don't know who's coming in and what system that coach would come in with, right? Okay, so if Ron Rivera is going to remain the Commanders' head coach, you know, these are guys that play well in his system. Okay, now I understand wanting to add draft picks and other pieces where you have deficiencies, you know, especially you look at their defensive line is a strength. Offensive line, not so much as per the amount of sacks and hits that Sam Howell is getting. And by the way, is Sam Howell the quarterback of the present and the future? Don't know. A lot of questions to be answered. That's why it's such an important time of year for this Commanders team as we head into this trade deadline.
Yeah, it really is. And it's weird because, I don't know how you feel, Steve, but I kind of feel like there's like extra pressure on the Commanders, although coming into the season, you know, we kind of expected them to be somewhat of a middle-of-the-road team, but, you know, I think we all love Magic Johnson, you know, but it's just like when he's tweeting about the team, you know, in a negative connotation, it's hard not to see it. You know, it's hard not to see those things being said, and it's hard not to put, you know, not to have extra pressure on you now to find a way to win football games because, you know, one of your owners is putting it out there. You know, disappointing loss. Right? We can't play like this to win ball games. You know, even for a player. Even for a player. We talk about blocking out the noise. It's hard to block out noise coming from Magic Johnson, all right, who or any owner of the team, you know, for that matter. So it's going to be crucial for these guys to figure out, you know, to turn it around and find a way to get some wins.
I mean, Magic Johnson is a competitor. You can't expect anything less from a competitor. Now he's an owner, okay? So I get it. And by the way, I wish he were a Raiders owner and he would tweet some things out, being a Raider fan that I am. Anyway, the Eagles, they did take advantage of the trade deadline by giving Kevin Byron from Tennessee. We're back with Fantasy after this.
This is SiriusXM NFL Radio. SiriusXM NFL Radio.
And that there ahead,
Game status for
that's Kingda Ka and Zumanjaro. Some very kick-ass rides they have at Six Flags Great Adventure.
It's Chargers receiver Josh Palmer and tight end Gerald Everett both considered game-time decisions listed as questionable. Optimism that Palmer should play. The Dolphins are expected to be with running back Raheem Mostert as he battles an ankle injury today. Safety Javon Holland is out with a concussion. Corner Xavier Howard will be a game-time decision. Team doesn't want him to play at less than 100%. Dolphins also will be with Jalen Ramsey making his Miami debut today. Dolphins host the Patriots this afternoon, making it a homecoming for now Pats tight end Mike Gesicki. The former Finn tells NFL Radio playing in Miami doesn't add much to the game.
I was excited to play last week in Buffalo. I'm excited to play this weekend in Miami. Look, it is what it is. It's an opportunity to play, football in the National Football League. So I'm excited about it. Excited to, go down
Next, we're coming into Baboon Village.
Go out there and see what kind of challenges they present to us and what we can do to react to that.
Elsewhere, the trade deadline coming Tuesday. The Arizona Cardinals not expected to make a move on Marquise Hollywood Brown despite getting calls from interested teams. The Ravens reportedly looking for a running back while the Browns are looking
to the right.
Searching the corner market. With Sirius XM NFL Radio, this is Nick DeLuca.
And that one ride you see, that's what's known as Medusa. It was the world's first floorless roller coaster. It was rethemed for a time as Bizarro, Superman's mortal enemy. Now it's back to the way it used to be, but it's been painted.
The NFL is committed to sticking to your game plan.
Got some baboons over here on the left, sharing their habitat with some Canadian geese.
And only bet what you can afford to lose. To learn more about responsible betting and discover resources to help build your game plan, visit the National Council of Problem Gambling at responsibleplay.org. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, please call or text the following 24-hour confidential helpline, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, here's the voice of the Seahawks, Pete Gross. From the Kingdom in Seattle, it's Seahawks football time once again. Unbelievable. Measuring the decibel tonight, and that was 100.
Now, it may be a little tough to see, but you see that there that looks like a jungle gym? That was actually part of the loops of where the Green Lantern is, under a ride known as the Great American Scream Machine. It was a fun ride, yes, but it was also real rough.
Are you a business owner in need of financing? Then you need Switch Funding, the better way to get the funding you need. Our simple application process takes just minutes, with funding as soon as one business day. At Switch Funding, we focus on your business cash flow, not your personal credit score.
Guess you didn't know there'd be a little piece of Great Adventures history here in the Wild Safari, didn't you?
$25,000. You can get the affordable funding you need with no collateral at swishfunding.com. That's SWISH funding.com.
Mazda's most powerful vehicle yet.
Yeah, I was a little mistaken. It looks like they're using that for setup of a hammock or something.
Everything exactly as it should be. Connection. The first ever three-wheel Mazda 6
Protecting your cloud starts with the right partner. Into the cloud, CrowdStrike revolutionized modern cloud security to stop.
Looks like we got some more people coming in to check out this Wild Safari.
The best human expertise. CrowdStrike monitors trillions of events to detect threats in real time and stop breaches. CrowdStrike. Protection that powers you. Learn more at CrowdStrike.com.
Now, over here on the left-hand side, those there that you see, those are the army trucks I talked about earlier. This is what they use to transport guests into where we just drove through earlier today. But when COVID-19 hit, they allowed drive-through safaris to continue, or should I say drive-through entertainment, when everybody couldn't, when everyone couldn't come to a park like Six Flags Great Adventure during the COVID-19 craziness, or whatever you call it. Yes, folks, I hope you enjoyed this awesome ride through Six Flags Great Adventures Wild Safari. And if you enjoyed my video, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button when this goes up on YouTube, so for more cool videos just like this one.